you say?
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When you they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before him friend. Say not a kush. So we they use the old age my youngest. Say not a kush. The youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry we say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. We say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you to say? Is it all? That's all we say. Say make we die.
Am I live now? Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I hope so now they do well. I hope say any side also wanna happen for friend on safe. I hope life is treating you well and fair. Okay, so today work give me small chance. Life give me small chance, and I did join Mr. Kagbo today at the show. As you all know, normally I'm the captain of the ship, but recently I cannot captain the ship. Okay, and so this is what collaboration is all about, right? If one person not be available, the other person can come in and steer the ship until the person we can steer the ship, come back on and take over. So today at the show we get something then for a month span, and as a matter of fact, for many of the topics that we go deal with inside this show today, but of the thing that we go get for a month span, nothing that we are just beginning to scratch the surface. Okay, we are just beginning to scratch the surface. I want to take una back to the Auditor General. When the issue of the Auditor General began, I've been telling her for say we are just beginning to scratch the surface, and that it's going to, we're going to be on a ride. And that is exactly what happened. And for most of you now, I go feel to say that ride they don't end based on the outcome. But if I be a true daughter of the soil, and if I have to say I sabi all tino, Father forgive me, that not sabi anything. But based on experience and based on observation, if I be a true daughter of the soil, I guarantee you that we will revisit that topic again. And we will revisit it, that topic on a very different atmosphere. Una mark me word, today na June 7, 2025. May God give you a long life and well body for Siam. Well, today we topic na also say Salone on the Brink. And for those who might be of foreign origin, it just simply asking a question: is Sierra Leone on the brink? City creation controversy. And that is because the sitting government is proposing to divvy up a but for settlement. They are proposing to divvy it up and making it two cities instead of leaving the existing city and creating a different city in another part of the country, which was the proposition of the former government. And so the Apc Showdown and cable car setback rocks the nation. As you know, obviously, the city Freetown choke. Commuting is not that easy. Forget for one place to another place, it's not easy. Sometimes they think way for take you 30 minutes, they end up take you 3 hours. Here comes the cable car. It's been done in many cities across the world. It's been done in advanced countries. It's been done in middle income countries as well as developing countries. Me don't look at the paperwork them. I don't look at because I know for saying something where I've been the follow and I've been the update to now time in, time out. It would be funny that during the last election, somebody within the SLPP party posed this question. And when we come to the discussion, I will remind me via them waiting now the question where this person be asked. And the response that the mayor gave them, and because this person also asked the question, are very open for me self go and ask a question. And now sitting back, I wondered if this person already knew what the government had planned to do. Ahengande. So before, since you know for say me and Tem na 1 and 2 or 5 and 6, like una they call them nowadays, and because I am very, very busy, make I just put them out there already that right at 7 I have to close the show. Unfortunately, I know for say we start a little bit late, but right at 7 I have to bow out because I have another commitment. As a matter of fact, this evening time I get 2 other commitments them after this show, and I am very committed to both of those commitments, and all 2 get for do with Sierra Leone. One get for do with the youth population of Sierra Leone, the other one gets for do with an all-inclusive population for Sierra Leone. So yes, I am always working. I'm always working hard for my country behind the scenes, and that's how I like it. So without wasting much time, I get Mr. Kagbo with me now. So, like I tell you now, can join him today. Because if somebody they try for you, like what they can say, you crop me back, I crop you back. If somebody they crop you back, no mean for say you for just relax no more, making entire. One time you self take soap, where you get small water, crop the person in back. Now that make us sit down here so today. Mr. Kago tell Fabuliado.
All right, Fambulem Unadu and the VOS Diva don't come. Yes, they don't come permanently, but for the people that already joined for the first time, my name is Abdul Karim Kamara. I'm based in Canada, as I can always say. And I can always do this. The two way they help me for put food on my family table. I'm an economist by profession. And this not to brag, but for let people understand no more usai we strength than they. So again, I want to say Boku thank you to our sister. We now the head of the show. We me just the engade. Like I say, we know A and I cover for them. But this not to my own show. My own show na Thursday show. We na the politics and economic show. So I go pass them over to him back. Let it sets the stage as to how we for work fine for this program tonight.
They say how we for work fine. Una no for say me I know they set stage. Una know me your method. Me not to Mr. Kagbo. I know they set stage. Right? How we meet and I saw we they take up. In communications, they say you must always be prepared. And so therefore, wherever you meet me, I should have an answer prepared for you. Whether a faker, they fake at their point too. Whether a liar, they lie you. You take it as it be. You know, my colleagues at work, they are always amazed that we'll be at a conference or we'll be at a gathering or an event, and someone would walk up and ask a question while they are standing there doing, I have already started speaking. I don't already they go 20 miles an hour. So me direct talking say, I always like for go with my children. Because who side and choke me now, they take up quick, run with speed. So, but naturally, within me own self, though, if you meet me naturally, it's funny that you can see I'm so talkative and what have you. I can be very, very quiet, and I know for say, Nande will come as a surprise to a lot of people, but I can be a very quiet person in certain spaces. But make we take them. I think say the first thing where I go on for look inside. Now this it is a real feud. It is a real I go say real feud in the sense that because one person inside this feuding honestly feels say maybe the way to get people's attention, maybe the way for make pursue in goal. Now for they do them kind thing as so. And I'm not talking about anybody else than this Facebook or social media alleged back and forth between Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, Mayor of Freetown, and the Chief Minister, David Sengeh. You see, inside with society, we get for observe patterns. This thing, so like I say, Yvonne is not the first person. It's just that for this particular one, it happened for saying there are some group of people who've gathered themselves together and decide to call themselves Team Yvonne or Camp Yvonne or something like that. As far as I know, she is not officially associated with this group of people. They are just a group of people even before the last election that we then thought and fit say or then feel say it gets waiting it take for one as a female candidate in a salon. But on the other hand, there's this other person where we don't see plethora of examples them way. It gets this way where it can give backhand comments to in colleagues them, even in colleagues ministers them. It give backhand comments to. It give backhand comments to opposition people them. It's just his thing, and I don't know if him feel say if it's a strategy of his, and if that then a strategy of how well is it working for him though? Because if I can recall as far back, he don't do similar backhand comments to EBK. EBK meaning the former president of Sierra Leone and Spike Koroma. If you're not going to page, you're not going to Twitter, you don't give similar backhanded comments to this guy in Chadi, I believe his name is Abdul Fatoma. You don't give similar backhand comments to women organizations them. And everything why they talk so, una no for say, it then at the public view. It is accessible and available to verify. You don't give similar backhanded comments to how they call him Ben Kelfala. e don give similar backhand comments to Sylvia, where obviously una no for say me Creole aunty no get filter. Usa you meet am, na dey meet am. And because Sylvia na the type person is this that in for him public mistake na public correction. So when he do am once, Sylvia send am a warning shot. He do am the second time, na Sylvia koto him mama. Yes, this is how, like, but then I am also saying, for what reason? Why would you drag? Was Sylvia right? Absolutely not. Because in a public official and enough for allow another public official for ruffling feather to that much, or destabilizing to that much, where they go koto publicly, and we all hear the audio them. We all see Sylvia in response, in direct response back to her Facebook and other social media platforms then, because now they can elect for do them kind of thing, and he do the same thing to Dr. Martin Wilson Samura. He do the same thing to the leader of the opposition, Abdul Karim, na parliament. And people can say, Matilda, obviously you have this down pat because you don't study the pattern. Because I can keep going on and on and calling more names. But the problem is, not problem, the question here is to what end? You say you're in a leadership position. You say you get a vision, you get an ambition for one, for the highest office. But your character, the way they display, they show like somebody will mature enough. Not that I think anybody actually in that country is actually getting the maturity leverage for run that country. Make I just put them out there. But to some degree, whose kind of maturity really way they show you feel to say 1, 2, 3, if somebody says something you know like, or if you not agree with the style, or if the person's seemingly not then at your camp and they under your foot, you for the come na Facebook, because mainly in a Facebook he can do them things. So once in a while he goes on Twitter to do it, but mainly in a Facebook he can come and do them things. So for the give backhanded, derogatory, rude, fitiai, honestly, fitiai comments then to people then. And then, what they do, why don't give the comment, they sit on back, because he works with a particular media team, right? But election will begin call name them. But I know the media teams and what they talk about. And then they take them on now and begin attack people then. Some of these people, or their official camp, they come and respond to them. In this particular case, not so even your official camp can respond to them. Now, a group of people, them, we don't come together. I believe they've been in existence now for a couple of years, as far as I know. Now, they decide for respond to them because Yvonne herself did not respond. And if I know Yvonne very well to be the type of person she is, those are not the type of things she will ever give a second to. It is rather unfortunate that, I guess, because of the multiple attack where they launch on Yvonne, because not the first time they don't do this, it has become a pattern, a habit. And I think this is not the first time where these particular people decided to respond back to him. We can look at the comments. Mr. Kago can put them up. We can look at the comments.
Well, maybe let me just give a little bit of background. Fambul and Fona will be join me program on Thursday. I be talk about this, and I become very strong at now too, and say do not exhibit any form of leadership at all, because Salone get a lot of things then we supposed for the deal with than this kind of comic display na social media. So I don't know if Matilda, you want for take the comments or you want for I read them because
I can barely see what's written there. I'm seeing something like writing
well
in.
I wrote them because it kind of tiny. So
Okay.
but article we download with the title say Chief Minister Sengeh and team Mayor Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr clash on social media. So Sengeh na first post and a lot crew. It say it sound like na Freetown Berry grown the FCC plant in 2 million trees. Me party in council not will take care of our cities. So you ask a question. And then the post actually referred what he described as a contradiction between the council's ambitious environmental campaigns and its alleged neglect of basic services like cemetery maintenance. So, meaning that Senge they pull in by Yvonne allegedly from this article say it look like say the tick the way the one for plant the 2 million tick them now bearing ground and go plant them. So what they try for say the bearing ground now so bush they now want they take care of them. So now another post we come up from this group we call themselves Team Mayor Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr quickly fired back with a sharp-tongued response, also in Creole. Talek say that me paddy na Facebook no more in the deliver or because nothing in all they do pass for sale book. A comment appeared to mock the chief minister's online activism and academic accomplishments, suggesting that his real world impact is minimal compared to his digital presence. So Maker become very strongly at the Mayor Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr, yes, the Sinayana team Yvonne. So not to indirectly, but I think your standard way something like this happen, you the leader, you for take full responsibility. Where this they do am on your behalf. And from where this news come on do, to me knowledge, we know Yvonne come and denounce him and meaning say it is associating self from them people that then come and say no, this not represent me and not to the right approach that we personally are go take. So because do that and we dey wait for that, to me I think say is supposed to take full responsibility. And in that vein, I clearly believe say a very irresponsible and not show any reasonable leadership skill there. So now that way they I be put up. But clearly saying him without any question, or just like how you reference, repeatedly it don't show say reach that maturity stage yet for even occupy that position where you occupy so let alone for run for the office of president. So I go tap here and allow you for come in and clarify.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so, like I say, this guy, it's not in constant mode operandi. You're gonna impinge them in later with some such backhanded comments to in colleagues them. How do you form alliance? How do you form allyship? How do you form, cohorts? How do you form a backing where you attitude, this now you position, this now you posturing, okay? Una no need for them at the same camp. And while to some extent, even the person where writes this, where do this comparison, I am sorry to say the person's need for go back and check the way where they write. Because the thing say her comment. No, it wasn't her comment. It wasn't her comment. And I saw some of them things so can be very misleading. This wasn't Yvonne responding directly to Sengeh's statement. So the mere fact that you they infer boldly say her comment appeared to, no, it wasn't her comment. It was the comment of, okay, the comment of a group of people, you know, purporting or claiming to be supporting the mayor. Make we write, make we the land, I don't mix up, box up with country, because even in we writing them, we are not very clear. She wasn't responding to Sengeh because she wasn't the one who responded. And again, for me to put the onus squarely on her to come denounce something, should this have even happened in the first place? Should this have even happened in the first place? Should there be someone in position of authority, position of power, always they go poke incumbent them. Always they go poke in. It's a mark of disrespect. Is he higher than everyone else in authority? Like what's really like, I don't know whose chair is Sidon Pan we feel say that chair there is so mighty that board day no go broke or that iron day no go bend one day. And for me, I'm sorry that me own position it differ. Well, not that I'm sorry, because we come from different viewpoints. Me own position differ from Mr. Kabo in position. I acknowledge that first of all, we don't want for see them kind thing so. Everybody for respect themselves. But what I am not going to do here is to put the blame on Yvonne or to put the out and color the onus of being the bigger person on Yvonne. For example, let's just say I know that this might not be true. Make a clear. Una listen to me properly. I say I know say this might not be true. This might not be true in the sense that it is quite possible. It is highly likely that they don't show Yvonne this post there. So somebody go down draw in yes and say, hey, you see what and so group respond to. Right, it is highly likely. But it is also equally likely that she may not have even seen this response. Okay, because remember, this is not a group of people them, a set of people that will decide. Even self, not a part of them people there so. Them people there so not a part of the Yvonne in official PR team. Them people there also not a part of Yvonne in official how they call her vying for flag bearership team. Okay, it is just like me saying that, for example, I am a fan of Diana Ross or I am a fan of Gladys Knight, and I say something, I respond to someone who said something critical of Diana Ross. Should Diana Ross be there or Gladys Knight be there monitoring everything a fan of hers says and be rebutting it? My actual position in this is that, as a matter of fact, Yvonne Aki-Sawyerr not for even make comment or even give credence to this. Because you see, the first time when he do to how they call him to Sylvia, when Sylvia set much in Bobo then come after Sylvia. The matter of fact that the reason we make Sylvia koto him a manner because he do on the second term. And Sylvia was like, oh, okay. If I set me much pan this Bobo, I say, and I not tell him for say, I see moon before him and I for see sun before him. And I change in happy possibly. He go continue for do the same thing. But guess what? Not everyone is like that. Not everyone is bred like that, and not everyone will come out and be so potty mouth, right? Sylvia Kosi Mama tell send people and for go beg Sylvia. Why should you descend to that level? Why you for create spaces then where they bring you to that? And you want, allegedly, you want to be in leadership. So for me, I say, as a matter of fact, based on the fact that Yvonne not officially associated with this group, make you not even give a response to this statement, because what that opens is that if she does so, she's setting an expectation that any Jill and Jack will say something in the name of Yvonne that is maligning or that is not agreeable, then she has to come and respond to it. And I saw me see the word.
Well, let we not labor too much by this point, and like how you say, we get we own different way of looking at things. For me, every leader country they hold them accountable to high extent. Now, if somebody say Abdul Karim, whether na fans of Abdul Karim or whatever, then put him, but then put me name directly and say that they defend me. And well, again, for say and not see the post. If you not see the post, then we will get the benefit of the doubt. But if you see the post and say, okay, well, let not respond. Now, irresponsible leadership act that one day, in my opinion, because given that position there, you get people, bunch of people that we say na team Yvonne, then they clearly elevate that group there for mean say then go like na group where probably you even recognize. Because otherwise, for say team Yvonne, to me, if let's say somebody use my name, I they come out rightly if not something we not agree to, saying no, 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 I go disassociate myself. And they not represent me. And if una na me supporters, una believe waiting I believe in, una get to stop this kind yes or this kind response. Otherwise, una drop me name from una group. Any responsible leader will do that. Because if
Okay.
somebody use you, now you right for ask that person, let it stop for use your name on your behalf. So again, I'm not too sure if they are aware of this and stuff, but if you're aware and say it decide for quiet, now similar thing they gone with President Bill, where it is quiet and name they go to the mud and all that, but then they not so sober strategy for be quiet and then say, okay, well, and I'll go address some, yet they use your name and drag your name to the mud. So I go tap there, but we'll get other things then for talk about. Like
Yeah.
how you say, we can look at it differently and we get with different take. But for me, I they hold them to the highest level. And I'll be one of them people and we go say, oh well, salon, the standard low. No. The standard to me, we for increase them. Where we increase them and make them know say we they expect them for leave to that standard day, definitely then go step up. Like how we they pounce on Sengeh.
Everything. Yeah, so I agree. Well, I mean, I agree with what you say. Not for say I not agree, but I also get to look at the other side of things as well, right? And in saying that, it's just like like for example, Voice of Sierra Leone. There are many other replicas of Voice of Sierra Leone out there. I can count at least five of them. Do they represent our views? No, but they tag themselves as Voice of Sierra Leone. Should I be pursuing each and every one of them every time they say something that is non-agreeable to what we, the Voice of Sierra Leone, stand for? No, I don't have the time. That costs money, it costs time, it costs lawyers, it costs whatever. Even when you go the legal route, sometimes you're not able to stop these people. I remember at this very show where somebody he can call me a prostitute. Okay? Now this very show, somebody came several times, he called me a prostitute. Okay? Now, some people them in the part of that show, they will not be like that word they were that person they use. Me not sabi the person, but there were people who quote unquote say they are my fan, they are my follower. When them go deal with that person, they so badly. Some of the exchanges I heard, some of the exchanges I saw. Now me now they go take me or Matilda Wasabia, they go take me term for go begin, they go say I am not associated with what is going on. I don't get that term there. Now me on personal platform, there have been times when someone has said something exceptionally disrespectful to me once. Even I end up for block the person. But before I can block the person, me on your schoolmates then they like, Josephine, we know, Matilda, we know you are not going to go down that route, but we know what you are made of. We know what you don't so we allow somebody for tell you then kind of what they are so. So should I have then taken my time and say, oh, I disassociate myself? No, I don't know. What I will do is that I will keep silent because that's why I treat the person with silence. Because the moment I begin the back and forth with you, it means to say, myself now, I don't want myself inside that same basket today. For begin the go, I not get them for that. But anyway, let us move on and let us talk about this
Yeah.
thing.
Let we allow the caller. I mean, the phone lines they
Oh,
open.
I didn't know there was a caller.
Yeah, but unfortunately, no, no get call. But let we just make them know see the phone lines they open. But unfortunately for the toll free and the other numbers, them, we still they get technical difficulty with them. But the WhatsApp open, so una can call the WhatsApp. And if una want for remind una of the WhatsApp number, now 1343 997 5828 1343 997 5828. So the WhatsApp
Yeah.
open and on a call for Lewi with una self get for say. But again,
I think say maybe we for just project the WhatsApp number. If we have time, just project it on its own to say the number to call today is this one. That way, people are not going to try for call the other number. Then maybe
yeah, well,
that's
generally,
something.
yeah, we'll do that down the road. So again, Fambulem, we want to talk about several other things then, particularly the city, like the creation of districts and cities then, and also within our APC then response. We show on Thursday where the Secretary General of APC put out a press release and say APC then will make sure say if President Bio and the SLPP or the government go ahead with within their own plan or within the cabinet to approve according to the local government minister, then go make people in Comonado and create havoc and all that in there. If una want for no me response, for let not spend too much time on that, una go back and listen to my previous program because I talk about that. And what thing we go try for do now is as a new development, probably let una get a better understanding and forget the context. Let we show una specifically this headline. Tamba Lamina discloses government position creating on creation of new cities and districts. The districts they're very much clear, say two additional districts. But the thing where Boku people don't even understand now the cities them. So if Matilda can permit me, let I just quickly read the article and then we can talk about it. So the title says Tamba Lamina discloses government's position on creation of new cities and districts. And according to the write-up go by saying the Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, Tamba Lamina, has disclosed the government's position on the proposed creation of new cities and districts across the country in an interview on Radio Democracy. The interview may be too long, but we will just kind of read quickly. This article talk about the things them we I believe say at this point just be important to we. So within the article say, according to Lamina, his ministry, together with the Ministry of Finance and the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone (ECSL), has determined by the Local Government Act 2022 advised President Julius Maada Bio on the creation of the new cities and districts. Famulem, if una take if una pay attention to the act where they refer to 2022, it means say na under SLPP. So and at that we repeatedly don't dey talk now, yeah, saying SLPP then kind of they address their act here and then defend them and say, oh, the constitution say and all that. After we don't pass laws them, we then no say they're not good for the country, and then they redress them, like say originally be in the constitution. And the act, as soon as see 2022 before the election, they pass all the ridiculous laws here. And now then shove an our thought and say, oh, the constitution say no. This enshrined in the original constitution. Now additional we parliament pass. But the good thing is if all other parliaments come, then we'll clearly revisit this. But let me read this very quickly. Lamina stated that they have reviewed the process and are examining and researching in various ways and decided to advise the president and cabinet given their position. So this part now I want for Leona pay particular attention. The division will see the emergence of two new districts, which are Panguma and Bandajuma, and also divide Freetown into two, and Western Rural, Wena Dawatalo area, into three. Remember, so it means the Western Urban they divide into two, then the Western Rural into three. So this decision means that the Western Urban Freetown will have two councils. Wanna pay attention now. So like you get the mayor when at the head of the council within council members them. So it will be now times two where government get for pay them people and they. The Western Rural will have three councils. So meaning that Watalo area we considered Western Rural, then they get now three councils where it go mean say they go get like three additional mayor. So the oh my goodness. Again, when I imagine small salon, the whole country. Now the Western Urban, they divide them into two, get councils them, two different set of councils them, and now the Watalo area then divide them further into three and get three separate councils them. It stated that the division of boundaries does not only determine by population but other factors which he said they have already highlighted to Sierra Leoneans. So I don't know if people fully understand, say, waiting at the other factors they wouldn't take into consideration for justify the additional increase here in the Western area. Because the Western area in general encompasses the Western Rural and Western Urban. So now Western area go get five different councils them according to within the within they propose. So my sister, that's a better way you laugh because to some extent it laughable. It really laughable. So we don't get money, and the last thing we're gonna talk about this election for conduct election. We need to boku money. We not even they get that money. They will not afford them. We they look forward to foreigners them for can sponsor we election. Then now Salon no get money. We they go open three. My sister take them up, but them people there, and now they say, oh no, not by population no more. So whose justification? But what did he say? It's no, they don't explain to Salon people them. So I don't know if you know one of the Salon people how they explain to you. Tell me. And people maybe out there, they explain to una where we never understand the justification for this. On a call or on a text, on a put on a comment where we go likely read them. So that's not the first part where we want for let people understand why Boku people and particularly people like we question waiting other than for political gain, waiting at the benefit we this thing, this whole kind of split where they split. Do not say then go open new city somewhere where you go say, okay, well, because Freetown don't choke and that Waterloo back don't become so populated. So place them like Mashaka, the government kind of maybe encourage even we the people in the diaspora, Sierra Leoneans, them say, okay, well, we go make roads, we bring all the things then where government will provide, let una come now this new place can develop and we call them city. And probably like how Nigeria do, move that Freetown and say, okay, well, this go be the new capital city. So me feel say that therefore we make a whole lot of sense for build a new capital city because Freetown to choke. But yet the existing one, we not get for solve the problem the way Freetown they face right now. Una say una they split that. So like do a ruler, like how Donald Trump say. He just used ruler and do a line and say, okay, well, this part we they call whatever name, and then this other part we call another name. So how that one day go take away the problem with Freetown they face right now? Pass I want to get you take on this because this a full month.
Papaya, Ottawa. Make I just take Usai me this to Ottawa. Make I take Ottawa. Ottawa, when you look at the population size of Ottawa, let's say even 20, 30 years ago, is not what it is currently. When you look at the geographic size of Ottawa, it's not what it is currently. When population they expand, and the reason why make I dey take Ottawa, and if una no know say Ottawa dey, Ottawa I know for say boku una can feel say Toronto na the capital of Canada. Let me correct that myth. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Okay? Ottawa don't expand. Okay? Different communities than they we don't form part of Ottawa because the population don't grow, it don't expand. Now you get Statesville, you get Behaven, these are communities, but they all form inside the national capital region of Ottawa. Okay? Ottawa no when they vote, they no they vote, Kanata no they vote for mayor, Behaven no they vote for mayor, Nipia no they vote for mayor. And I can go on and on. Richmond no they vote for mayor. Now Ottawa they vote for mayor. But all of these establishment communities that I have listed, and I can go on and list many more, they're all there inside the greater umbrella of Ottawa. Make we take London for example, because now they are working quick for one for go. London, as you knew it, let's even say 50 or 20 years ago, is it the same London that you currently know today? The areas that used to be delineated, me to say the area that were being from London yesterday, even as, let's just even say 10 years ago, the area that were being come and form London together, are they still the same? Has it not expand beyond those areas? Because are there example and they can quick for take. Has London as you know it, has it not expand beyond the original London that you knew? even the London where we know 20 years ago, in order to expand. When you go to London, do they have, they get councillors, they're not also, but do they have, just like we get constituencies, then a salon, but do they have several mayors for London? Now, one mayor of London then gets not also. And the reason why they use the British system is because in as much as our system is a mashup of two systems, what is consistently clear within that system is that I can easily uproot the system na yaso na Canada, go put another system na Salone, and it go apply just like I can easily uproot the system na England and go put another system na Salone within certain limitations, and it go apply. We forced for make census where everybody tell una say the term no reach it for make that census. The argument was, well, them been do am, them been divide. So una not use the argument of because you guys wanted to manipulate the elections, which we already saw and which we already called. You can go back to our shows. Una use the argument of resources, better allocations of resources. We say, yes, it is a sound argument, but however, as we currently are, 50%, if I'm not mistaken, 50% of we own wage bill, we're not able to cover them. 50% of we own essentials, them, we're not able to cover them. Since Matilda was a fetus in her mother's stomach, Freetown not able to provide water for all of Freetown. There was water rationing. Since Matilda was a fetus in her mother's stomach, Freetown not able to light Freetown 24/7, 365 days a week. And you cannot tell me Dondo. As a young child growing up, I lived in Togo, I lived in Guinea, I studied in Cote d'Ivoire, I experienced Ghana. So nothing or they wanna go able to tell me about having amenities and what it means to have amenities, at least the basic. The only side where I sabi blackout a land but blackout now outside them born me, that's alone. All of these other countries that I have named, I know one day experience blackout day. The longest blackout where I ever experienced in my life in other countries. Now, if we get high thunderstorm, the pole then broke inside Canada, and I think the longest time we went was a couple of days without light because all the electrical, the poles, them all thing broke, big breeze, tornado. But within 24 to 48 hours, they don't begin restore and fix all thing back. The longest time I go inside the continent of Africa, West Africa to be precise, okay, without light. I know they talk Salone, and they exclude Salone in this. Because like I say, I understood what it was or what it is to be in darkness inside Salone. I did not know what it was. Okay? Less than an hour. One time in Ghana, because there was a system with the vault, they arranged it quickly. Few hours in Togo, during the instability, if people know the history of Togo, now I'm talking about the G-Christ Olympio incident and the Kofi, me don't forget his name now. 2 hours. During that entire instability, not once did the light went out, not once water was caught, not once. As a matter of fact, in fact, na Togo people wey don live there, una know for say their own habit is that for every house there is also a borehole well. So if at any time the pipe borne water cease, you dey go directly and go fetch water na the borehole well. And that borehole water dey always clean enough, and they always have a cooler on the side, always holding water to drink or to cook. Abidjan, the only time we experienced blackouts for hours was during the what's the ex-president's name now? I don't forget his name, but maybe it will come to me. And I'm not speaking of General Gay, okay? I'm speaking of I don't know if he died recently or something. Pardon me?
You mean not to Gbagbo?
No, I'm not speaking of
Yeah.
Agbaboina after them come. I am
Okay.
talking about the one that over after what's his name now? After Ufwe.
Okay.
After Ufwe. Yes. When he was overthrown in a military coup by General Gay and the rest. Okay. When the university, the Blegudes, went on strike from the University of how you might call it, the University Felix Ufwe-Boigny University. I'm not gonna forget, because that day I was coming from university, I was coming from lectures back home. Thank God, nothing happened to me. Yes. And then that thing they happen because of the Ivoirianite and the Northerners, the Burkinabe interaction with the current president now, we then get winner Ouattara. And they only 10 in their experience blackout. I knew what was real blackout when I descended back in a salon for do from 3 to from 5. So within our country, when I rip with constant blackout, the Guma Valley is so old because the Guma Valley where them bill they may only bill for a certain amount of population. The population size don't quadruple that which the Guma Valley can supply. Bumbuna, since we are small, Bumbuna not ever work. Bumbuna not ever come into fruition for supply. Waiting and call. We don't get so many promises them left, right, and center. The city, people are just they build anyhow. Building permit is given to people rampantly. We have no urban planning structure in the country. Our country is littered with generator noises all throughout the day, hereby in the verge of causing another health situation for the population, when our asthma and other how they call them, inhaling intoxication type breathing problems them. Una they having to redo constituency election over and over and again because the result does not satisfy you, and you would do anything to how they call them, for rig the results. Una and then are people them out, and then people they also indirectly don't begin tell una for say we tire for feed uno get for feed uno safe, because we get we own people there for feed, and we not able to feed some of we own people, some of all of them, and we go lack for feed all of them. Instead of we continuously they feed una, we get a governance system where they not they pay attention to their wage bill. They are doing how they call it, appointments for compensation, and then una one can add another stress. And this stress una one can add, the sole reason for this stress is because your objective is set to stay in power for 2028. Meanwhile, the population is crying. Small mpox, not able to handle. Small, then give us 6,000 or 600,000 or whatever vaccine. Uno not able get money from uno coffers for buy the rest of the vaccine. No vaccine, uno lily 8 million population. Uno lily 8 million population. But yet uno one divide. Uno no one make space so that people can expand. So that people can go and breathe clean air in other spaces, in other places. And they tell me family and say, listen, and they can go look for place offline. If they will allow me, I will buy and make me at school. They are laughing at me. Because the Freetown Wahala done too much. The grab for Freetown is too much. The greed is too much. The insensitivity to people's plight too much. Why is it that every decision we make in that country, now we are making it in bad faith? Why is it that every decision we make for the country, it is for the now and for the me and my own, and that's it? Why can't we think like other countries are thinking? Now, you want to sit down and dance Gumbe for being non-permanent member to the UN Security Council. Look Liberia now they elect so quietly without no pomp and pageantry, no force, no fear. But they are steadily focusing, trying to get things right. But if we na yasona we don't throw away 20 million party, we don't call all the Bambazan for Kanjajazan. And we yes, people yes no go yerifa. We always forget to focus on the main priorities and we turn our attention instead to frivolities, earthly things, things that we know they last. Things that way tomorrow if you go, they not go call you name say and say, where this person mean they na how na so he do. Now this he left for we. Why don't you want to be associated with that? Why make alternate bad news when I want to be associated with? Why make alternate depression suppression? Because it's not pure suppression. Nine una want to be associated with. Nine una want. Why the need to? Because una don't. You see this. I told you that this was coming, Mr. Carbo. When they attempted to, you remember where them pull Tunis? Was it Nabil Tunis? Na Foreign Affairs. Where them demote him. And then the next ministerial appointment will come on or Nado they make something Western area.
Yeah.
And then our question then was, pardon me? Minister or something Western area back.
Yeah.
And then my question then was, why is there a need to have a resident minister Western area when there is a mayor? When there are councillors? What use is she serving? And when they turn down there, then she said it did not stick. They took her to tourism and now she's in tourism or something like that. But this was all part of the plan. Like when they can say na Creole with a testilo. They try for testilo in no work. And because they try for testilo in no work, and because by hook by crook they wanted the mayoralship, like when Parantarawali whip of parliament, Sidon Bangba or they open him mouth say, I did political mapridi for bring the opposition into the speakership. Somebody where how them call them obviously openly violated the constitution of the land. Where right now, if they serve some kind of sentence in jail because he violates the constitution of the land, he violates the constitution of a sovereignty. But the law even inside the parliament. So, but this individual is so bold enough. Like when I can say no side gun guy, and because he knows side gun guy, he can openly, boldly say, we did not have the numbers. And because we did not have the numbers, I was told we do not have the numbers. And for us to succeed in what we want to do, we need to turn it so that the numbers come, so that the numbers benefit us, so that the numbers are turned in our favor. And so therefore, I had to do some political maprediable. We don't reach side where somebody, they tell you, say they openly corrupt, broad day robbery, and then we still allow them. But I am not surprised, and the reason why I'm not surprised, here is a man who paid wages to his wife. And what was done about it? A slap on the wrist, a rubbing on the head, and say, Bobo, go sit down. So at the end of the day, we call ourselves a nation. Are we truly a nation? Who says such acts go be committed? And then the person they roam free. Like say nothing not happen. Who say the person they lie but in degree in qualification? The person sit on the roam free and still occupy the same position. Because you know what? Let me tell you what. Just like he did his political mapridi. Now so back he mapridi them inside it. He knows how to mapridi them. He knows, he gets, he holds a PhD in mapreading. Yes. He gets a doctorate. As a matter of fact, he even do a fellowship in mapreading. Now that make no matter what he does, there is nothing they can do with him because he can mapredi all of them. Make a blow first. Mr. Cargo, take it over.
Well, maybe in the interest of time, let we play APC the response, because this time not from the Secretary General, but now from the whip. We now a young man, we Aki admire, but instead some drinking day, you can say something we are not able to understand. Usai did they go with it? So, waiting at they talk about now this headline, we say we then quote them. They say APC will take the necessary political action if government creates new cities and districts. So in the opposition whip. So it begins an interview on Radio Democracy, I believe. So let we see if we can able get listen to that interview there, and then we come right back in the interest of time.
Now, you don't talk about on opposition. Now, if government go ahead with for create the new cities and districts, what think will be the position of the APC party?
Interestingly, according to the minister yesterday, and he quotes on continuously because Nayana is source to this one chaos situation they happen. According to the minister, the president don't do the announcement. At one point they say they don't approve on a cabinet. At the other point they say the president don't do the announcement. We position very clear as a party that if they go ahead for do this, we will take the necessary political actions, and we are not missing our words.
Which actions?
When it is time, you will know. The APC is a political institution, not to a group of you take a role where not to be young. There are no better words to use than being reckless. And if you decide to take a decision as a government where not in the interest of the people, there is no better word than being reckless. If you decide to take the needs of the people in our western area and other parts of the country, you decide to take political action as against the will of the people, that is political recklessness.
So you say the APC go take decision, and you say when the time reach, we go communicate them. When or how soon we will see that communication?
First of all, I still they say, also start to the go the back say, the current Minister of Finance is a level-headed man, and because we be very critical, Musa and Usman, when we make laws, we're being critical, and that is why we can say something in the. We just don't say the A's and the I's have it. No, we look at critically waiting for entail before you do this thing. And I make it clear and say, in establishing new communities and localities, the Minister of Finance will be one of the people way for advice the president. And looking at the current economic trend, looking at the current struggles with ministries and agencies that they get checked allocations. I just don't cite an example. Say in 2023, that only 41% of what they allocate with them checked from local councils then get them. And from 2018 to now, there has never been a time we don't even get up to 55% being given to councils. So it means even the current councils are struggling. So why do you want to create more burden for government? When you get a whole ministry like Minister of Lands not get vehicles, you get a whole drug law enforcement agency, they struggle for even get bicycle. You get the ombudsman's office. The Mutkari is as old as the current ombudsman with Dede. So why do you want to create new institutions when you cannot run the current institutions? Why do you want to embarrass the state?
Continue for this.
And I believe since they don't advise the president according to what he say, I am sure with the wisdom of the president, presidency is not a child's play. It requires somebody with serious mindset.
You believe the president
I believe the president no go deceive with this time around. He no go disappoint.
But this is a cabinet's conclusion.
Well, that's what
the
minister saying, not to the mouthpiece of cabinet.
And if you not been there in line with cabinet conclusion, where the minister don't they talk this from last week, Parliament cabinet for don't come out say no, this minister is on his own, but nothing like that.
Well, I not sabi this government for disassociate themselves from wrongdoings.
So you think say the minister they on his own?
I think say the minister they talk out of happiness.
You think
they get happiness issues.
Now serious allegation they make if for be certain.
No, sure.
You sure say this the minister or they on his own?
I sure say this not to the position of government until
now the minister
until the president decide for come out and do them. I know President Bio has disappointed me in many ways, but this one I hope he not will disappoint.
All right. So you know all waiting. We brothers say, but that last part I sure say now waiting and we call wishful thinking. But I don't feel say the minister go take him on his own, go all over the place and promote this idea if indeed the president no approve of him. I don't think say will be the case. But
unfortunately on me and I not really waiting na be in response. I was getting a lot of static, so I not be honestly waiting I be in response. But maybe as as you analyze I go pick up in response and go from there. I want to say something though, because as I get a message from a viewer right now directly on my phone. So let me apologize. So I know for say if I do something way out of my character, I can apologize. So I want to apologize to all 100 plus and over viewers them where they watch me right now. It is not my habit to chew gum live on hair, right? I'm very tired. So I've been actually, the reason why I've been the chew the gum now, because I did try for combat fatigue and try for go through the show without and still give una that upbeat up tempo Matilda type vibe. So that's why I decided to chew the gum. But obviously I know that it's not a professional look, it's not a good look. So I never call him, but to the person who text me and say, do ya Matilda, they beg you, let for chew that gum. let for jam the chewing gum. I don't see your message. And as you can see now, I don't pull the gum come on my mouth. And if me gum chewing come across to now as anything else, not because I'm taking it nonchalantly, but like I say, I was trying to really fight fatigue and do the show to the best of my ability. That's why you saw me You see me chewing gum for the very first time on the show because normally not something I could do. But I hope you understand and I hope you're not slighted by it. So we can carry on. And yes, and to the caller, or to the viewer, we say, Kobe Junior and Conte. Yes, I was referring to Harikona BD. Absolutely, I was referring to Harikona BD.
All right. Well, in terms of this whole thing, I know say APC try for talk about okay, well then go wait till the time reach and all that. But now waiting with man they call gaslighting. Una know very well say yeah, una know very well say the country dey in this kind tension. So not enough for be secret about it. Not enough for be of course I know say maybe they try for walk back to waiting the Secretary General right by that press release. But the Secretary General make am very clear by in press release and saying if they proceed with that, then go make people in common ado protest against it. We know say that they will be deadly. Because SLPP, whether the protest considered peaceful or not, then go turn them the other way. And worst of it all, then get to that long way talk about terrorism. So then go just brand them as terrorists and then kill people them, kill people begin them. So una need for make people they understand waiting now wait how una intend for Andulam and send a message there to the ruling party. Let the ruling government let them know say na this now una stand na this now una stands. So them go able to back out and save people them. Na horrible sight they foresee people and die. So to me, I feel say you for say okay, well go wait. No, it talks say APC na political party. And because of my political party, that make them suppose for make and clear what will be the next line of action.
Yeah.
Social club, you go say, okay, you know what? Then gangster then they if we tell them what to go do, then go double crossway and stuff. Now social club it's that kind of way they say everybody keeping strategy and stuff. This now people in life they're on the line. Because if una dey come on ado say for protest and una know how dangerous will be and it don't get the law na side where they don't talk about of course they know say now that cyber crime people that they balance are now. So they know say the next line of action if people are not glad with waiting they go on at the country, including SLPP supporters them, then go come on at it for protest. So you see
Yeah.
now they want to brand them people and they as terrorists.
Yes.
So you see who side they go with this for make that country they very dangerous for we all trample
But
upon people
again,
like all that. So we they count on the opposition when at the APC for make sure say they're able to save people alive. They not do something where go in turn result in people and die. So now the time this way they're supposed for even engage like the ECOWAS and
Mr.
proactive.
Kanko, the
Supposed to
way
be,
our salon they go, I know one for cut you, but the way our salon they go, if we're not careful, I know this is not what we want to see. But if we're not careful, it would take an action like the one we saw in Senegal. Okay? It will take an action like the one we saw in Senegal, the one we witnessed in Mali, and to a lesser effect, even the one we witnessed in Burkina Faso, for some form of standstill, rethinking, and recalibration for Hapona Salon. One of the viewers them right now writes something where honestly, if I was going to answer to this question, you don't take the word Komo right Namimot. And because you don't take the word Komo right Namimot, instead of make us say I go say waiting day the viewer say. Peter Dauda say, he said if the APC couldn't stop the government from introducing the PR system or the sacking of the Auditor General, how can they stop the government now? And then honestly, truth speaking, that was going to be my response to this. If you have not, in fact, make we even go back, if they not stop them for do the census. They not stop them for put in place an anti-corruption head will not be meet all the qualifications then. They not stop them for oh God, they not stop them for reappoint somebody with thief picking the rest with the Chinese government give them. I'm picking them all. These are babes, innocent sucklers. They not stop them. If they not stop them, where then take their speakership na their hand and then poto them, nyaka them. They not stop them, where in front of them, like according to them, they malpredi them and continue for malpredi them. Listen, this is going to be my new word going on because now I know what they have done. And according to them, what they did, they malpredi them and continue for malpredi them. They even, the only thing that stopped them from not having their own person sitting in the mayoral seat today is because that one was smart enough to be collecting her own data on the side. She was smart enough to have her people out there making sure she was keeping copies of everything. And even at that, then tried for to truncate the actual validity of a result and waiting a pool. Passway I can show evidence of the fact. Now then quickly back off from that chocolate. Yeah? They not stop them again when they put all this electoral pruhaha then ado when not make sense. They have not stopped them from creating how they call them all sorts of nonsense and what have you during the last election. Again, they not stop them from, just wasting the Auditor General's time. They not stop them for anything. They not stop them where the 2022 Local Government Act been passed, where we know for say they not been get the right out and column numbers them. What can they do? Abeg, caller, can put your name inside and make a set mot. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. Good evening. Thank you. This time call from Leicester.
Hello, good evening.
That old party call. Mr. Cabo, I just want respond to one of your broadcasts again. Just now, excuse me, because me say I'm not listening live. You've been talking about the tripartite the other time, say now nonsense for many people. Concentrate on, reforming the electoral reform or the constitutional reform. Well, me, Uti, I get for that. Even these tripartite recommendations, now because the way they until the election it was so open that white people said not agree, make them they go that side, they say they will reform them. So the constitution or for go change that 2022, they're not even the goodie, they're not even for goodie. Because then they want it at the power at all costs. So why them for good one? With somebody making a common office where they hold them accountable. It's not possible. So America they just say if the time where them get beat, where they beat them say if una do this for this electoral tripartite una well them give them 6 months for put them into law. If they for them put them into law, maybe they not for don't scrap the program. The program don't start. But them be they drag them, and it don't pass 1 year. So now the problem we can't do. So now the first thing that the way if you talk about Canada time, see if you try to talk about and sustainability of electricity, well, I want to say on the machines, them, the thermal machines, they be left them plenty in the country. But that why they not get money for buy fuel, particularly na kono, na lungi, magwarka, they be left them thing, they be left them thing, they plenty na the country. But then why I say they not get money for buy fuel. Now they didn't even the one the way they able na Kintom and Black Hole Road, they be left them thermal plant in the. But they're not able to maintain them or buy fuel for them. So because then the money we then get now for buy now for pay themselves salaries. That's what they care about. They don't get money for do those things. So now anything that one comment on which you be what you been talk about. When it comes to this today, this guy where gives comments with a doubt he make a very brilliant point. Because if then people are want change anything in that country, they will change the laws of the country when at the constitution, where give the president the power for control the judiciary. The law for that PR it was so clear. They put them they say if constituency is not the wartime will not be get constituency. And for draw constituency not by force. If you not get data, we can use the current one, not by force if for use what I want them, not the law down there. So if they can't go to court, the court decides say they not talk say it's not correct to then say the government rights gonna the ruling that they make. I always remind people them. They say the government get right for calling PR. They don't explain why they get the right. So if they got the APC, they take that chance, they lose them. They who side them feel say they go able, they could say I no go do them, I no go take them. What is they hold on now? Let me tell you for which how they go able stop these people from doing what they want to do because they have done everything the way they wanted to do. They don't able to stop them. They don't come on a parliament. They don't fight in a parliament for census.
Yeah.
They don't do all kind of things. Chair book them na parliament. They don't able to stop them for do anything. So how on earth they go say I will not go take her? What you get for do? When I come out just then go shoot people and kill them. I always see them kill 2-3 people and the protest don't do. Because they don't get for nobody accountable for who kill who. So that stupid idea for Sidon, they go and talk, say, we take them. Instead of una focus on the reform of the state and the laws, where they make sure see the whole leaders accountable or they would organize election, free, fair election at the country. Now that I get for talk about that. Una, thank you for the program.
All right. Well, I don't know if Sister Matilda will give me a chance, but maybe you don't need for the line. You can go.
Okay.
Or if you want to the line, that's fine. Now, the first part, in fact, it's Alex, you just answered the question with the last comment, where you talk about saying, therefore, we don't do the reform, where for we prevent them people here. So, wait to make us say the tripartite na nonsense. That tripartite day, then may go around the people that we get for vote on them. Any recommendation, and it become law na that country day, na parliament. So they get for parliament. So if APC they don't get support from the international community and talk about this whole election issues, and also President Bio don't give speech na parliament and talk say he go do reforms, electoral reforms and stuff. That one they not for be the exact time like how they can say where I and Wam na the time for Nakam. That for don't make them come up with that recommendation right away and amend the electoral act where give Corner that power not for publish result by polling station. Then therefore will be a quick and waiting the Englishman and call low hanging fruit. Because the momentum be there. And President Biobi just don't promise na parliament. Say he go look through electoral reforms. Una no need for go long route. And that's really happen so. Because President Bill waiting he be want at that time for let APC then engage in governance. Because you know one let the country then see the country as one party system. So now it make it be really need them. So at that time, if for do almost everything where they ask.
Yeah.
So, but una go long route and we say una go able for strategize and kind of undermine them or force corner for release the disaggregated result by polling station, and then they backfire upon her. So to me, turn out and not look at her. And it look like say the time don't they pass now. Because we don't get almost everything we want. Una dinner parliament and everything. So how una go able for let this way they happen not happen again? Or that will be happen in 2023 and not happen again. And I make them continue for they do waiting that they do so. You see, then just they go more and more and more. Because the bone of contention now for let
Somebody who has mastered the act of political maprede.
well, like I say, if any word they were worse than useless, they are gonna show me. I use that word ipana, but now I useless person. I'm not that country day. But again, the point where I make now is the elections act of 2022 is still there. Everything still there intact. So meaning today then call election. Conego still publish the election the way I be publish them in 2023 where we all
Yeah.
complain. So why una they talk about tripartite and all that thing and they where it's still there for go parliament. So why parliament not go do quick fix force? If na bandit self put a bandit on it, if at all they don't want for scrap and completely and say okay, let we amend this act. Let we make sure say we like how una specify say for let somebody object, it gets 7 days for object against the result. Now the same way una need for put time. Say corner get specific time. Una can even say 3 days. In 3 days for publish the result by polling station. So if somebody with before the 7 days they elapse, they don't get enough of the data we need for challenge the result. Then they're simple. So where then they happen now, guess what? Corner not get any hiding place because una don't amend that part. So if SLPP not do am or the government not do am, then una tell the international community, say them people let them do am deliberately. But una allow the time down the lapse. And then go drag and say 2028 come, by the time we know it, the same rubbish will continue again. Anyway, we get
Well,
call
I
on the
mean, they
line.
are setting the stage for it. They are setting the
Yeah,
stage for it. It's
yeah,
obvious that they are
yeah.
setting the stage for it.
So
And
maybe
if
no,
on them, they do tetemute, like I can say, they will tetamuta you people. Let me go to the caller, yeah.
what's
Hello.
up, go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Kabo.
Yes, go ahead. Madam Matilda day today. So not do me no
Oh,
more.
Miss Matilda, how are you?
No, but I said,
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing very sensitive information like this to us. And the whole issue and Salone, I hope God will help we. But me, the genesis of everything, I they blame the APC himself. We don't in our country, I make Tiankaba census. And there was no additional district, no additional constituency made. Can anybody really justify why Karine and those other 2 districts were made? And Salona Tonagi. Well, that's the genesis of everything. So, but what they see, all they analyze, we don't even know or we don't even talk about the genesis of anything. We just jump into it. What Ernest by Krumah did was wrong, and what Mother they do today is wrong. I hope we all, even the APC, I hope the one where they say they will do political action, they should have taken that action when the party was doing it. And I hope so SFP man them they will be strong enough to oppose what Mother they do today. That's the only way forward of Salone. Carrying district, how many population and how many localities they in Carrying district, in American district? How many big towns or even road network or educational system or whatever you make a district? But all don't forget about that now. I would criticize. But not on the drawing board. Now it don't mean now say any party we can power, any census, it will become a political too. So I hope we all Serenians will put hands together. If we say we get for block this, and we get for block, we continue for talk the truth and continue for talk the truth. 9 million contribution for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Kola, and I appreciate your take. And I think say I can honestly and boldly speak for Mr. Kadbo and myself. I think say there's never been a time when we bamba waiting an escoma been do. And there never would be a time where we go bamba waiting the Bio government is currently doing. Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. Yes, of course, the precedent was set. And Adande, Nain give them obviously the wings for fly. Right? It's just that now they are no longer vultures, they are eagles. Right? They are coming and they are taking chunks, and they entail and then go take chunks until, right? Until if that little bird no attempt for follow then go up and go take that chunk there from the mouth, they will continue to take chunks for as much as it can. The advice when we get to the Bio government is that none of these governments, I'm not a fan, I not fancy any of them. But if you really want for do a city, look at the blueprints where Anes been don't put in place. You don't have to do it in Mamama. You can find a different law. Let us say no more for pride's sake. Say, I know na Mamama been don't call. We not go do na Mamama just because na them been don't put on. I'll give you that. But you can look for a different location and you can implement the same thing. Una don't make a very big faux pas with the airport wing extension. And una see how done they don't, obviously, whether you people agree or not, whether you agree for face the music or not, una see waiting how it affects the cost of going to Sierra Leone. Una see the implications then we come with that decisions there. So that why should we keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and again just because our sense of ego we refuse for deflator? Because this why also not just a matter of y'all refusing to deflate your ego. Come and confront squarely with what needs to be confronted and make we find better solutions. Because the solution or the so-called solutions the right that one and they propose now solutions the way Listen, if you know bet una pikin and grand pikin, they get for bet them. Now I know they hide them, but nobody ask Papa Sheki in pikin and in grand pikin. Tijan Kaba, I cannot even say because I don't even know if he even gets any living lineage left anymore from his line. Momo, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. If he no betuna today, unu pikin them and grand pikin them, he go bet them one way or the other. Do not take the knees of people on the ground crying for mercy and pleading for help for granted. Because while it is sometimes a visible act that you can see, many are those that are invisible, but where the results get the same impact. All that suffer where people they suffer in those days, where they not open their mouth and talk where person see. But they open their mouth and talk inside them belly. God hear them. God hear them. Why would you put a curse upon your lineage? Why would you want to put a curse upon your lineage? When you see some family, then can go and say, not to you, that's something where you grandpa or you granny or you great grandpa, you great bindu. And they affect you so today. Make we be careful. Let us stop taking people for granted. And the APC, it is either you are an opposition or you are not an opposition. If you are not an opposition, we suppose for you don't fight for the people there. You make the people there no say una self na come on floor me back them. Then at least you've given them a fair chance to fight for themselves. But you stop deceiving people. It is not right. It is not fair. It is not just. We don't reach the top of the hour, me fumble them. I'm for really like for continue this conversation. But as I dey talk, I dey watch my calendar. Like I can say, this talk it just begin. So no worry. This talk just begin because that talk we get for go far. It just begin. Tomorrow, next week Saturday. Next week Saturday, by God in power, I will try for the Nayaso back. I know for say I get a meeting at 2, but I am keeping fingers crossed that I go able to done the meeting and come back na us by the time when the show they start for at least give Mr. Kagbo a hand. I hope I've enjoyed my time with you all today. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was good hearing my voice again and my divergent, opinion and how I can approach things. But the truth is that our country, it is not that it don't crumble. It is in chaffs. And the sooner we begin, they recognize them in their soul and they talk to ourselves. Sometimes we go begin see waiting we can make out of chaff. But we need for sell ourselves too. Mr. Kago, make I give you the floor, make as we close the show.
Well, me not get any, you don't crown it all. And thank you so much again for where you grace the platform and you fans them. They don't meet me several times. They want for see Matilda. So I'm glad you will get any chance for letting see. So Fambulem, again, for me, I want for say beaucoup thank you to Una. And we brought that caller, I can always say, a very brilliant man. But it's time for challenge, say, and Escoma left something and will be supposed to be sustainable. But ask yourself the question, Mother Bill, he hate wetin Ernest do, so much so that the country still they go through electricity issue, and then decide for go spend per car per ship we don't able sustain that. It don't make any sense. If waiting Ernest Koroma left, it be sustainable and usable, matter be for be user. Because in the end, if he be able to use wetin Ernest Koroma left and continue for Giwi life 24/7, now in go get the praise, and now then they go able to attract more investment. So my brother for saying that they no more because they not get money, now they know I use them and all that. I'm not sure if I go agree with you respectfully. So Ernest Koroma and me understanding, left anything was sustainable. And it be used up car power cheap, where be they give free tongue light 24/7 before the election. Now the same thing no more like how President Bill do so. It's all surrounded, all about winning the next election, and
Yeah.
country not go
And I think
develop that kind of way they at all.
I don't mean for cut you, but maybe I
No, that,
think what waiting and doing maybe worst is that then terminate the contract and then go sign new contract. But this contract where they sign the money even much more than waiting the past government then be
well,
end up for get the contract for.
well,
Where I think waste.
initially,
Not either of them are good solutions, but if you dey
initially, they
criticize
brag
somebody, if you dey
in
criticize somebody, at least make sure say wetin you dey bring am a cheap pass wetin dem bin get.
well, let me make that point today. They be brag though, say them be able for renegotiate a better deal. It be there all over the president self be brag about that and stuff. So I'm not too sure if it's more expensive. But the point where they make Naya is if Ernest Koroma be left lightweight, a affordable for run and is sustainable, I don't feel same other bill because now Ernest Koroma started for kick like that. No, my brother. Ernest Koroma, it be as equally terrible as Madabio and as Tijan Kaba. So to me, they're all three in modern democracy. They're all three terrible. They're not good for the country. So I know again, I will go back and know say at one point you will don't challenge me. What I say based on history, the only leader we Salone don't get where I go say that person there. And the reason we make I always they praise him now because him be always the trying for unite that country there. And unity now the key for any country for progress. Milton Magai. And you look in cabinet, you go see stay in cabinet diverse. And are the only leader that one day we Salone don't get, where if film where I think one or two districts work day. But he work now almost all these districts them. And he do them deliberately for like he go get a taste of waiting people and they go through another country day. So to me, that particular Monday, we need a lot more fun. So I go tap here and I want for say again boku boku thank you. But there let we know pamper like how we sister say we need a pamper and skoma and bill we not get for pamper. 'Em. So the way they come if you do right, we go praise them definitely na this platform. But so far they're all terrible. Thank you so much for your company, ma. Me
Well,
family,
thank you
me
for having.
natata for me.
Yeah, me fumble them until next week by God in power on Atata, and I know say we get for talk about the electric vehicle or the what is it called now? Is it the electric vehicle? No, the the cable thing. Like I said, the story is unraveling. We definitely go make time for talk, but because withholding to whose advantage, to whose disadvantage. I think every time we are faced with such, we always get to ask ourselves the question. Not how we money, dondo, we not put inside. It's just a matter of I agree then come, then can't help we. The fact that we cannot provide for ourselves this day and age, somebody willing for put inside you kotoku, just because not to you get for control waiting they go inside the kotoku. Some aids are like that. They will give you what it costs in value, but they will control and manage the resources to ensure that what they have signed up for and what they have how they call them, waiting them don't say them go do, they make sure say them do them. If you even end up for cost more, at least now then they manage them. Then go know how for how they call them, put word for say waiting make it end up for cost than waiting them say them go able to put. But if we, because not to we name, because not to we, and then we hold them, we lock door. Is that a good thing? Who does it benefit? Who does it serve? Who loses? Who wins? The question to ask, is there truly a winner? Alefuna.
In the heart of Sierra Leone, where dreams often struggle to find wings, one young man dared to hope. This is John Sitta. Born into a humble family where even putting food on the table was a daily challenge, education seemed like a distant dream.
Good afternoon and welcome to VOS Salone Radio.
Good afternoon to the listeners.
Yeah, so what's your name?
My name is Ibrahim, sir. Ibrahim
Pedal, what is Kamara. You understand say born in Pico come first in the whole country?
Yes, I'm a Pikin. Okay. Actually, they talk to you now, so we born in Pikin. Now, attire the cell. Now, empty attire the cell. I no gets. And launch na 10,000 a year every day. At times we meet up at the biggest one and when we eat, they can get 10,000. Not all the time. It is strain. And the constraint, are they up to 14 years work no day?
John had a fire in his heart and brilliance in his mind. But brilliance without opportunity often fades into silence. His parents believed in him, but with an annual family income of less than $1,000, they couldn't afford to keep John in school. Then came the VOS Diaspora Helping Hands Scholarship Program, a beacon of hope for underprivileged, talented students like John.
Take the first position during my WAS examination.
And what are the mechanisms have you put in place for you to become first again for WAS?
I should be studying very hard and hardworking in class.
So what do you want to tell others that are unfortunate to come first in the Becker process?
Okay, my advice to my colleague students is that success do not come overnight. They have to study and get prepared for any task overhead.
All right, thank you very much. This is VOS Salone Radio.
Today, John is not just a student. He's a leader, a mentor, and a beacon of hope for his community. With your support, VOS Diaspora Helping Hands empowers students like John from humble beginnings to reach for the stars. Together we can transform more lives. Together we can change the story. Join us today. Sponsor a dream. Shape the future. Scan the QR code to donate or visit our website at www.vosdiaspora.org.
Kushna Salone, but we life
that is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? What we bother them, they deny. Push on the hell, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or waiting then they put. Best of all avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up be and kush. We say bring this message so you do work for you. On the me,
every day we they lost it man their life because of kush, yeah. Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim, yeah. You way they import kush, you know like Salone, no. Now we value we like Dr. Isaac was saying
that's a kush. Me brother don't want before you time. Say that's a kush.